So, Kev, 3 points at home to Altrincham this afternoon, a pretty comfortable afternoon's work in the end. What pleased you most about the performance?
I think overall, I think it was a good performance, and I think getting 3 points, clean sheet, and 3 goals, of course, is really pleasing. But I think we followed up, last week's win, and we wanted to start well, and get after them, because they do play some really good football. But we thought, we had to get amongst them and make it difficult for them on the foot. We've done that, created plenty of chances, and had a couple of really good goals.
Yeah, the story of late has been late goals, isn't it? It's 4 goals in our late goals in our last 5 games. But today it was a really quick start. Ollie Coker off on target after 9 minutes. It was a brilliant start. Yeah, brilliant finish from him. I think we scored a lot of early goals as well. So. It works both ways. I don't care when we score as long as we do, and I think it's a brilliant finish. Technically, a great finish from him. And then Ralphie's got his one as well, of course. And we could have had possibly 1 or 2 more. There's 1 or 2 off the line. And we constantly applied pressure. So it was important we kept that going second half and stayed on the front foot. And we knew there'd be a spell where they'd get a bit of the ball, but it was nice to get the third as well when we did, just to make sure. Yeah, that third goal fully deserved. Josh Walker coming off the bench there. Like you say, do you feel like that was just exactly what the performance deserved? Yeah, I think so. There's so many good performances, from the players. I thought everyone was bang at it today, I've got to say. And, the quality of our play was really good. So, listen, overall, really, really pleased with everyone. Cheers, thank you. Thank you.
Gavin, congratulations. 3 goals, clean sheet as well. If you had to give that performance maybe a score out of 10 or something like that, what would you give it?
No, I don't. I think it's, we'll always pick holes in everything we do, but I've got to, give the players a huge amount of credit for how they went about their business. Gubbo coming into the middle of a back 3, I thought he was excellent. Because Goody's a massive player for us, and Slavy as well, because, Walk's had a bit of illness this week, so it was good for Slavy to come in. I thought, him and Dallo worked their socks off, and everyone followed. And you can't ask for much more than that in 3 goals, and possibly could have had a few more without giving them too much either, I think, as well. So pleased with it.
It's been a bit of the late show recently with the goals, but this time straight off the bat, 9 minutes in, a lovely combination between Slavy and Coker with a superb volley. Yeah, brilliant finish, and he's got his technique really well there, Cokes, and he's got that in the locker. We know he's got goals, and he's been a bit frustrating that he hasn't maybe more minutes, but that's the squad we've got, and our 8s give us loads of energy, loads of legs, and the goal threat they've got. And I thought Sammy's had a few opportunities today, was unlucky not to get on the score sheet as well. And I thought all 3 in midfield done ever so well. I think Cav looks like himself, and getting around the pitch and breaking things up, and very good on the ball. And that second goal from Nathan Ralph, I don't know if he scored a better goal than that one. No, I think he spoke the other day about his first goal for the club was a right foot volley or something like that. But yeah, listen, delighted for Ralphie. He's consummate professional, and I think it's a good finish from the edge of the box from what I remember. And listen, gave us that little bit of cushion, and I think gave us what probably our performance deserved. So it's important we went into half time ahead and with a decent cushion. And you came out really flying as well. A couple of big chances. One of them ended up with that penalty as well, which Gus ended up taking. I think it was just read the right way by the keeper in the end.
Yeah, of course. I think it probably could have been a big moment, but the amount of goals Gussie's got for us, that you back him every time to score, and it sometimes can change momentum a little bit in games and gives them a lift. But I felt we dealt with that ever so well, and continued to do what we were doing, and create chances, and eventually put the game to bed. And the subs coming on made a difference as well, which was pleasing.
It brings to mind what Slavy was saying, and it's pretty much you're calling for this team to be relentless, and I suppose that's really what pushed you guys, kept you going. Then you got the reward of that third goal, Walker capitalising on that error and just poking it into the right corner. Yeah, absolutely, and Walker's come on and scored a few goals, recently as well. So no, really pleased with everyone, and I think they deserve that for their work rate. And sometimes off the back of last week, it was important we followed it up, and keep putting points on the board. You mentioned it already, but obviously Ben Goodliff coming with the injury, but Joe Gubbins coming in. It just again personifies that point you make about the fact that you have a squad now where players can just step in and out. Yeah, and this is a bit stretched at the minute, of course, everyone that was nearly available there today, but yeah, it was important that when you come in, you're ready, and we keep saying that because you don't know when that moment's going to come. But all credit to Gubbo for doing that, because when he's called upon, he's been excellent. And another player as well, Sam Austin as well, like really grew into the game. He almost played the pass of the game as both boys and managed to find the net.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, he's so intelligent, Sam, and his knowledge of the game, and like the absolute top professional, in everything he does, and wants detail, wants to learn still, even at his age and what he's done. And so intelligent within that game, and thought he was brilliant again today. And he's been so consistent, and he's a goal threat as well.
Yeah. The only point was obviously Harry Taylor picking up that yellow card. Is it a point of frustration? What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, of course. Listen, there was yellow cards going on. We're just trying to him the few of the boys out there just to be careful and stay away. And obviously getting Gus off and Cav off there at the end, and we're telling Ralphie to be careful because there was a few there. But listen, it is what it is, and we got the 3 points. That's the main thing.
And like they're now 2 points behind Scunthorpe United, 5 off Carlisle ahead of their 5:30 kick-off, with Forest Green and Rochdale coming out. How important is today for that platform going into those 2 games?
Yeah, of course, and listen, some big games coming up, but a long way to go in the season, and the teams up the top there keep winning, and we've got to keep pushing ourselves on and keep picking up points, and and keep performing well, and we've done that today.
Well done today.
Thank you.
How bad is Goodliffe's injury? Just thinking with Taylor out suspended. How bad is he?
Hopefully not too bad. Got his scan in grade 1, so listen, hopefully it won't be too bad, but obviously got to take the right precautions on it.
Yeah, is that a bit of a concern for next week, a lack of defenders?
A little bit. I'll think about that tomorrow if I can, and enjoy this one tonight.
And with the penalties, how does it work? Obviously, Jack Bridge has been a designated penalty taker for so long. It's probably the first time in a long time he hasn't been on the pitch when we've got one. Was there a designated penalty taker, or how do you do that?
I think we always, Gus has been and has been very good. But listen, whoever's confident, we think we've got enough penalty takers on the pitch.